So picture this. You're at your desktop and you notice your internet connectivity keeps coming in and out. You go to your router and you notice your RJ45 tip is broken off. You can either go to the store or you can fix it yourself. If you don't know how to fix it yourself, in these next few minutes I'm going to show you how to fix it. So first I'm going to go to the necessary tools to fix your cable. Second, I'm going to go through the actual steps to fix the cable. Third, how to test it. And fourth, go through some differences between Cat5, Cat5e, and Cat6 cable. So first, I'm going to go through your tools that you need. So what you're going to need is a cable stripper and a crimper. So I have one of these. It has a blade you can use to cut through the shielding off of the cable. You're going to need another RJ45 tip. Looks something like similar to a phone jack, just a little wider. You're also going to need a pair of snips. These don't need to be that big. You can use a pair of scissors, just anything you can use to cut it straight. And of course, your cable. So first what you need to do is you pick up your cable and your cable strippers, and you're going to strip the black shielding off of the cable. Now be careful not to go too deep, because if you nick the cables inside, it's not going to work properly. Just make sure you do that carefully. Alright. So now you're going to remove this. Now if you notice, this cable has an extra shielding on it. This is because the cable that I use, we use power over Ethernet. And if we're just using regular Cat5e cable, you don't need to send a current through the cable, so we're not going to worry about that. So I'll just go ahead and cut that off. And now you have the twisted pair. So there's two different standards. You have standard A and standard B. So today I'm going to be going through standard B. And that is white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. That's the color code you're going to want to remember. White, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. So what I'm doing now is I'm separating the cables into their proper order. When you do this, you want to make them straight as possible. If you don't make them straight, it's going to be hard to put them in the new RJ45 connector. So separate them. There you go. Now, as I stated before, you want to make sure that they're straight and in the correct order. This just makes it easier for you to crimp them when you're ready to go. So the color code again, white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Okay, so I got white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Now if you notice, these cables do tend to want to jump and make the wrong color code. If you make the wrong color code, your cable is not going to work properly. Green, blue, brown, brown. Alright, so you're going to have something similar to this. Make sure they're straight. So usually what I do is I take my finger and I measure about how much I'm going to cut. Now you can take your RJ45, measure it that way as well. It just depends on however you want to do it. Everyone has their own way. So when you cut this, make sure you cut it straight. If it's not straight, just go ahead and cut the little part that you may have curved off. So now you have your cable. You want to take that, slide it into the connector, push it in. Now you want to make sure that the cables are making contact with the metal pins. That's where you get your connection. Now if you notice too, you can see the black of the shielding inside, and that's going to make it more stable. So make sure you want to have that nice and tight. So you're going to take your crimpers, put them into the cable. There you go. Now you make sure you want to push as you crimp. Crimp. Pull out your cable. And just check the color code once again. So if you notice, white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. So now that your cable's ready, you test it. Now they sell various types of cable connectors that use to send out a signal to make sure the pins are correct and are making contact, or you can just plug it into your router or computer and see if it works that way. Now the differences between the Cat5, Cat5e, and Cat6 cable. Your Cat5 is your basic slowest type of cable you can get. Now that only connects up to 100 megabits per second. Your Cat5e can run up to 1000 megabits per second. So that's a gigabit if you say that. Your Cat6 can run up to, I believe it's 10 gigabits. So if you want to future-proof your home or your office, you want to use Cat6 because eventually that's what we're going to be using is Cat6. But that's just future-proof. If you want to save some money, just go ahead and go with Cat5e. I wouldn't recommend using just regular Cat5 because nowadays with Google Fiber, with my company Vivint, with Time Warner, any different type of company, you can get faster speeds. If you don't have a cable that can work with those type of speeds, you're not going to get your money's worth. So now that I've gone through the instruction, you can be the handyman of your home or office and fix your own cables.